tell me that is not super cool. So this is outside my window about 20 yards away, and this is a little rat trap. Let me show you what it looks like up close. Okay, so I got my iPad hooked onto my camera out there. I made a little hallway back here to make the rats feel safe, and I'm going to put some food here, and they're going to have to poke their head out and go back in and out here. So I'm just going to observe them tonight, and then in the morning I'm going to replace this window with one that I can open, and then tomorrow night they are going to be in danger. I also have one of these motion detectors, so when a rat walks anywhere over here, it's going to go like this. This right here is day 2 of my observation of these rats, or one rat actually. So I put his little plate of goodies out there, and I know he's going to be along pretty soon. Now, I actually don't have any rifles sighted in enough to where I'm confident I could hit him where I wanted. The only thing that I could nail this guy with, possibly, is my AP16 pistol. So I've got a little plan, and I don't know if I'm going to do it or not, but let me just show you. I'm going to take this bad boy right here, my AP16. Alright, now that is ready to rick and reel. Okay, yeah, see, I could nail a rat in the head from 10 feet away with this, no problem. So I got my Ataman AP16 22 cal ready to rock. This rangefinder is really starting to come in handy. So I just learned that my target is 7 yards away, and the coolest thing about this is one of the few parameters it gives you on the screen there is the incline and the decline. So it told me that I was going to be shooting at a negative 10 to 12 degrees. I took a few different readings, so let's just say a negative 10 degree decline. And so if I really want to get technical, I could figure out, you know, exactly what that means. But anyway, we're going to get more into that and learn about how to figure all that kind of thing out, shooting uphill and downhill, and what that's going to do to your point of impact. Anyway, though, I'm going to take this stack of paper right here. My favorite thing to use is phone books, but I don't have one anymore. Anyway, so you get like a phone book or a giant book, and then I'm going to go ahead and shoot my AP16 at this from 7 yards away in my house. Obviously, I'm going to make sure there's no pets or people around, and I'm also going to wear safety glasses. Okay, I got Chauncey here. He's going to hold the target. Okay, these two went totally low, and I'll show you how I was aiming. Alright, now imagine that the top of your blade is the middle of your bullet, okay? So, the middle of my bullet I want to go right there, and that's where I was aiming, okay? Just like that. So, I obviously hit way low. Let's see if I can correct for that and hit the bullseye here. Okay, that's weird. I thought I was aiming for down here instead of up here, and I still hit down here. So let me try this again. That last one right there went low because this thing's got a hair trigger, and if you don't watch it, it just goes off by itself. Okay, now it's time to reload, and I wanted to show you a little bit about pellet sizing. So this right here is my pellet sizer. I'll leave a link in the description where you can get one. Basically, you just take it off like that. You take your pellet, just drop it in there, nose first. Put the plunger down there, and you can actually do another one, okay, but before you put the plunger down, just take that up and now roll away like that. So okay, now we got two sized pellets right there. Okay, now right there you can see the middle one especially, it has a little ring around the skirt, and there's actually a ring around the head of it too, and so basically it's been squished down to exactly whatever size I want it to be. Now, I believe that these two are sized and that one's not, so you can see how there is not a stripe on the skirt of that one right there. So that's going to make a big difference when you're shooting targets, or if you want your shots to be accurate, like when you're going to hunt and you want good shot placement. So the other thing I wanted to show you is the AP16 magazine is pretty cool. Check that out. These can actually shake around in here, and it doesn't matter. But yeah, they definitely will not come out of there. Alright, the AP16 holds 7 rounds in 22. The other thing is you cannot put the magazine in the wrong way. It'll only go in one way, so that's another cool thing I like. What I don't like is that they only gave you one magazine. This magazine's very small, super easy to lose. I already thought I lost it today, so definitely keep track of that and order 1 or 2 more. Okay, now that's a little more like it. I'm hitting right here now, and what I'm doing now is basically bringing the sight up so it's covering the target, and my target's actually down there like that. Once again, this is for close range shooting. I'm shooting from about 7 yards away, but at least now I'm hitting somewhere around my target. Definitely it's hitting to the left a little bit, but I'm just going to keep shooting to see if I can get up in here, and then I'll figure out if I want to adjust my back sights. Close range, I definitely want to be kind of like that, where I'm covering the bullseye. Farther away, it would be more traditional, where you can just put the front of your blade, top of your blade right in the middle, like right like that. And then, so that's what I usually do. Anyway, I'm going to shoot a few more groups with this, see if I can get any better. Okay, well, we can see that I'm consistent, but like consistently crappy, so I can't see the target too good through these open sights right here. It's just like basically, the thing I'm trying to hit is so small, the target, that the sights pretty much block it out from 7 yards away. So I'm just going to go ahead and shoot one more group freehand with this and see how I do, and then I'm going to go ahead and put a scope on it. Okay, so it looks like I did much better freehand than I did from, basically I had a box standing straight up on end, a rifle box, and I was sort of using I guess you call that a monopod. Anyway, when I was doing it for freehand, that gun is so well balanced, even with the LDC, that I was able to line my sights up just as easily. Now, I want to tell you something, okay? It's got a hair trigger on it, and at least 3 of these went off before I was ready, okay? And then this first one here, I notice when I shoot regular pistols, sometimes if you're out of practice, if you got a brand new gun, it'll shoot to one side because it kind of twists in your hand, or maybe you actually twist it without knowing it when you're pulling the trigger. And so this was my first shot, and then my second shot, you saw I smoked this bullseye right here, and I was actually saw that I had gone to the left right there, and I said to myself, well, I'm going to squeeze this gun instead of pulling the trigger, and I concentrated on squeezing it, and I got a bullseye. So that was just an accidental bullseye there. But you can see what this gun is capable of. If someone practiced, they could sit there from 21 feet away and definitely nail a bullseye, or let's say a rat in the head, you know, every time. But I'm not at that level, you know. I still got that thing going off by itself. So interesting though. Very interesting. The AP16 is definitely super, super accurate. I'm not disappointed. Now I'm going to put a scope on this bad boy, and I'm going to see what I can do from 21 feet. I'm new to shooting airgun pistols, and so I'm hoping that with a scope we can get a little better accuracy out of this. This right here is my HW44, and I was shooting this yesterday and getting some great groups, even with open sights, but I just put a Hawkeye scope on this. Now this is a rifle scope, but I'm just going to go ahead and hold the gun a little funny and see what kind of accuracy I could get, and then I'll go shopping for a real pistol scope this week. So go ahead and you can look up my HW44 video. It's really, really good. This is a awesome gun. Pretty soon we're going to have HW44 versus the AP16 shootout, so that's going to be fun too. Today we're going to put on this $40, $50 Barska rifle scope. It just happens to be silver as well. Now instead of mounting it right there like that, I'm going to go ahead and put on one of these, and these are really handy. I always have a ton of these around. Basically, it's a dovetail style rail right there on the bottom, and then it adapts it into a Picatinny rail right there. So I'm going to go ahead and throw this on there somehow and get that scope mounted on there. The one reason I want to throw this on my AP16 too is that I can throw a laser sight on really easy, and I can also be able to take my scope on and off later without having to re-zero it because of the Picatinny notches there. Okay, so that gives this AP16 a nice, real tactical look right there. I like it. So I can put my laser sight on here now real easily. I can get some quick disconnects for my pistol scope later, and that thing will go on and off without having to be re-zeroed. Okay, this looks awesome. Now, the only thing about a pistol and a rifle scope, this is a rifle scope, but it's going to work just fine. I'm going to be able to get some accurate shooting with it, I'm sure. Basically, I'm going to have to hold this pistol like 3 inches away from my eye. That's only 2 right there, but let's just say T-Rex right here would have to hold his eye about 3 inches away from this rifle scope. Now with a pistol scope, he could hold it all the way out at arm's length, maybe like 3 feet away, and he'd be able to see through there perfectly. Unfortunately, T-Rex's arms are only 3 inches long, but so basically that doesn't apply if you're a dinosaur. But just look at this thing. Is this not the baddest thing you've ever seen? I love the LDC too. I got this LDC right here at Crail for 35 bucks. So yeah, that right there is the AP16 with a scope. It only took me about 5 minutes to put that on, and I'm already super stoked. Now, here's the other cool thing about the AP16. This is the compact model. The standard model has a little bit longer tube, which actually holds twice as much air. That doesn't mean it gets you twice as many shots, but you definitely get more shots with it. And it has a little bit of a longer barrel. So if I just want to change this out, basically what I bought for $1,000 was this right here. And this is only $149 for a new barrel and a new tank right there. That's longer. So I can get the standard version, which is longer, and switch it out for $149. So for $149, I got both versions of this, and I'm about to order that pretty soon, and then we're gonna go ahead and compare the accuracy on the standard versus the compact. So once again, this is a compact, and they both come in silver or black. Sells for about $1,000, but you can get it, you know, at Crail. You can get deals all over. It's also available with a target grip, and it's a great gun. Yeah, I went over all the differences. I had both of these together, black with the compact and the standard together, and I did an AP16 video. So if you haven't seen that, go ahead and catch that, and you'll know everything you need to know about these awesome guns. Now check this out. I noticed that when I was holding it at arm's length, I could still see some of the target, and so that's awesome. I can still use this rifle scope, and I'll be able to see my target at least and just nail stuff like that. If I hold it closer, you see I got the full sight picture there. So this is really working good so far. This is what a cat looks like on my monitor. She's eating the rat's food, but that's okay. They already got enough to eat tonight. That's Angel. She's my neighbor's cat, and when my cat died, I was friends with her for a while, but then when my new kitty came along, I had to stop letting her come over. We were afraid that she was going to eat my new cat because she is like a vicious killer. She would walk by with a rat or a lizard every single day, but then it turned out that my cat kicked her butt when first time we let her out, so that was cool. Okay, right here we have one of my favorite targets that I've had for a long time. Now, I'm not talking about the dog. This right here is called a Keurig tree. Okay, so I have a Keurig coffee maker, and so it holds these cups perfectly. I think this holds 10 exactly. So what I used to do every morning is load these up and then shoot them out of there. Oh, this one's backwards. Now, Mr. Dog is one of my bravest friends, and so we're going to go ahead and do a 5% shot. We're going to pretend this is the bad guy's head, and only 5% of the bad guy showing, just his forehead. We're going to shoot this moo-moo out of his hand. Then this right here is Mr. Dog's, you know, got a big artery right here in his leg, and so we're going to do, I'm going to call this a 2% shot, and we're going to shoot right between his legs and not hurt him at all. Now, just in case you got to do a shot like this on a bad guy, we're going to hit Mr. Ghost, and it's cool because he's already dead. And we're going to do a 5% shot for Mr. Ghost because we can. So, got a few of these. Let's go ahead and splat these out. I have full confidence in my AP16 that I can do this in one clip. I think I got exactly 7 here. If not, I'll put one more. Oh yeah, Mr. Dog's hat. So, we got 7 shots, 7 targets. Let's do this. That was just too easy with the Ataman AP16. These magazines are really easy to lose, so it's just a miracle I haven't lost mine yet. So you got to be careful about that. To load it, you got a really smooth charging handle right here. You just take that ball bearing that's in the middle right there, and you put it right in this notch. It goes in every time. And the other thing I like about this gun is every time I put the thing down, there's never any issues of this not going in. You know how sometimes you have to line your mag up and stuff? Every time I throw a full magazine in here, it just goes down really smoothly, and I love that. Get my safety on there. The first thing I'm going to be doing is shooting some miniature soccer players and a couple of these Umarex spinning targets just to warm up. And this is from 21 feet away, which is 7 yards. Okay, now we got the Umarex spinning target here, and I added a couple bells right here for a little extra. Nailing these spinners was no problem at all. I did not even miss one shot. I think I did 2 clips at least and hit every single one of these guys from 21 feet away, 7 yards with just a plain $40 rifle scope that I threw on my AP16. So freaking amazing, tons of fun. If you let one of your friends or one of your kids shoot this and they were able to hit spinners like this, they would freaking have a great time. Got my buddy Tyrannosaurus Rex wants me to shoot a penny off his head, so that's cool. And also BB-8's getting on the action. He's gonna have a penny shot off his head too. Again, we are at exactly 21 feet away from a 10-degree sniping hole over there. You guys ready? This should be easy. Now, BB looks completely unhurt, so I must have hit it. I guess I hit part of the clay. I took BB with it. Let's try that one more time. I went ahead and sized all these pellets out too with my pellet sizer. Now look at that, this bullseye is exactly a dime, and I remember when I shot this one right here, and I was all bummed out because that was my fault, and I could have almost got a ragged hole group, but I got basically 2 flyers that were probably me and 1 ragged hole group at 20 yards with a $40 pistol scope. So I just had that on 6 power. It's the first time I've ever tried this, so there's your results of accuracy at 20 yards, basically half-inch groups at 20 yards, no problem. Like I say, I'm just an average shooter. I just picked this gun up and did that for the first time. So let's push this out to 35 yards, see what I can do. Okay, that right there, going all the way over to there is 35 yards. So let me set my camera up and we'll do this. For the 20-yard target, I put my scope on 6 power. For this one, I'm gonna do 9 power. Hopefully I can get them all in here. That would be pretty amazing. That's a 50-cent piece size group right there if I can do that.
Holy crap, are you guys seeing this? This is a one-hole group from 35 yards with a pistol, okay, with a PCP pistol. This right here, okay, you know this is the dime size right here, and you know I'm not that good a shooter, so I basically got them all in the same hole at 35 yards with this AP16, and that is a good feat for a rifle. And we're gonna continue this at 45, 50, 60, 75 yards, we'll see. And hopefully a trick shot or two at 100 yards with the AP16. So super excited about this gun. Definitely, if you get one of these, you will not be sorry. I would recommend getting the compact and then just get the longer barrel and tank for $149 if you want to do that. All right, so that has been AP16 accuracy testing part 1. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you next time.